Monday night could turn into a full-blown nightmare for the Commanders. Our star player popped up with an injury out of nowhere. A rookie tackle is about to face some of the best pass rushers in the entire NFL all by themselves. And two wideouts who haven't seen the field in weeks are being asked to save an offense that already lost its franchise quarterback. You think this is going to go well? I'm telling you right now. Tonight we're going to find out if this team has the guts to survive in Kansas City, or if we're about to witness another Monday Night Football meltdown. Stick around because what's coming is going to be brutal. After weeks of watching this offense struggle without its top weapons, we finally got some good news. Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel are back, and let me tell you, their return couldn't come at a better time. Or a worse situation. McLaurin's been out since week 3 with that quad injury he picked up against the Raiders. That's 4 full weeks without the most reliable receiver on this roster. Remember what happened in that Vegas game? Terry was cooking, doing what he always does, and then boom, he goes down. And we lose our safety valve. Now, after a full week of practice, Dan Quinn confirmed Terry will be on the field Monday night. But here's the thing. Terry himself spoke on Thursday and said something that should raise some eyebrows. He said he finally got back into game shape after that preseason hold-in, only to get hurt again and miss another month. You know what that means? Terry's had to go through 2 separate ramp-ups in one season. First, getting back from the hold-in, then getting hurt just as he was hitting his stride, and now trying to get back into rhythm again. That's a physical roller coaster no elite receiver should have to ride midseason. But Terry McLaurin isn't just any receiver. This guy's gone over 1,000 yards in each of the last 5 seasons with the Commanders. 5 straight years of elite production, no matter who's been under center. From Dwayne Haskins to Taylor Heinicke, from Carson Wentz to now Jaden Daniels, Terry's always delivered. This season, before the injury, Terry had 10 catches for 129 yards in just 3 games. Not eye-popping numbers, but remember this offense was still trying to find its identity with a rookie quarterback. The chemistry between Jaden and Terry was just starting to click when the injury hit. Now, Terry's back, but Jaden's not. Marcus Mariota's the one throwing the ball. And here's the wild part. Mariota and Terry haven't played a single real snap together this season. 0 chemistry under pressure. 0 live reps. Then there's Deebo Samuel, who missed last week's game against Dallas with a heel injury. Deebo's been limited or out of practice for weeks, playing through pain, trying to help this team. But last week, they finally had to sit him. Deebo came to Washington with big expectations. After years of being a key piece in San Francisco, the Commanders brought him in to give Jaden Daniels, a versatile weapon who could hurt defenses through the air and on the ground. And in his first 6 games, Deebo showed exactly why they got him. 34 catches for 315 yards, 3 touchdowns through the air, and 1 more on the ground. But that heel injury has been nagging. Deebo's a guy who relies on his burst, his ability to cut and break tackles. A heel injury messes with all of that. You think Deebo's going to be 100% Monday night? I'm telling you, it's not happening. A full week of practice is a good sign, but it doesn't erase weeks of playing hurt. Now, here's the $1 million question. Can Marcus Mariota take advantage of having these 2 elite receivers back? Because it's one thing to have Terry and Deebo suited up, and a whole different thing for Mariota to actually get them. The ball under Steve Spagnuolo's pressure. I think Dan Quinn is betting everything on Mariota's experience and these receivers' talent to keep the offense afloat. But let's be real, Mariota isn't Jaden Daniels. He doesn't have that mobility that turns broken plays into first downs. He doesn't have that young arm that can sling it anywhere on the field with confidence. What Mariota does have is experience. He's played in big games. He's faced elite defenses. He knows how to read a Spags defense and find the hot route when the heat's coming. And with Terry and Deebo back, at least he's got some reliable targets. But here's the issue. The Chiefs aren't going to let Mariota get comfortable. They're going to bring pressure from every angle. They're going to force quick decisions. And when that happens, Terry and Debo have to win their one-on-ones, create separation fast, and give Mariota clean windows. And you know what worries me most? Both Terry and Debo are coming off injuries that kept them out or limited for weeks. They're not at peak physical form. They're not in full game rhythm. And now they've got to go up against a Kansas City secondary that's been balling this year. The Chiefs have corners who can get physical at the line. They've got safeties who can play in the box or drop deep. And Spagnuolo's going to scheme up coverages designed to take Terry and Debo out of the game because he knows without them, this Commanders offense has no bite. I'll say this, getting McLaurin and Samuel back is huge, but it's not a magic fix. This offense needs the O-line to give Mariota time. It needs Brian Robinson Jr. and Austin Eckler to get the run game going. It needs Zach Ertz to keep being that third down safety net dot. Because if the Commanders come out Monday trying to win this game by throwing it all over the yard, they're going to lose. The Chiefs have too much defensive talent. Spags is too smart. And Mariota, for all his experience, can't win a shootout with Patrick Mahomes without help from the ground game dot. So what do the Commanders need to do to make the most of Terry and Debo's return? First, establish the run early. Make the Chiefs respect it. Force them to bring a safety into the box. That opens up play action where Mariota's always been at his best. Second, use Terry and Debo on short and intermediate routes that let them rack up yards after the catch. Don't force deep shots that give the pass rush time to get home. Quick routes, slants, outs, curls. Let them catch it in space and go dot third, and this is critical. Protect Mariota. If the O-line collapses and Mariota's running for their life all night, it won't matter if Terry and Debo are open. The ball's not getting there. You think the Commanders can pull that off? Or are we in for another night where the offense can't move the ball and the defense can't stop anyone? Anyone. If you thought Terry and Debo coming back was the biggest story this week, wait till you hear this. Because Monday night, a rookie tackle is about to go toe-to-toe with two of the nastiest pass rushers in the league, and how they hold up might decide whether Marcus Mariota makes it through the game, upright or spends the night on the turf. Josh Conley Jr., the rookie right tackle the Commanders took in the first round, is about to get thrown into the fire against Chris Jones and George Karlaftis. And let me tell you, there's no way to fully prepare for what's coming. Conley's flashed some serious upside this year. The athleticism is real. He can move to the second level, pull on run plays, create angles in space. It's all been impressive for a rookie. But none of that matters Monday night if he can't protect Mariota on passing downs. And guess who he's lining up against? Chris Jones, an elite defensive tackle the Chiefs are going to kick outside just to go after Conley. Jones has the power to bully offensive linemen, the veteran savvy to time the snap, and the versatility to win in multiple ways. But that's not all. George Karlaftis is coming off the other edge, and that dude is relentless. He wins with power, leverage, and textbook technique. Remember Ryan Kerrigan? Karlaftis plays a lot like that, steady, technical, always finding a way to the quarterback dot. Now, here's the scary part. Steve Spagnuolo knows exactly how to mess with a rookie tackle. He's going to throw overload looks at them. He's going to bring stunts from the inside. He's going to send blitzes off the edge, all designed to confuse Conley, make them hesitate, and exploit them. I don't think the Commanders are going to leave Conley completely on an island. They'll use Zach Ertz and John Bates to chip on the edge, especially on obvious passing downs. They'll scheme up protections to give them help. But here's the catch, they can't help on every snap. There are going to be moments where Conley has to win one-on-one. And those moments could decide the game. And you know what makes this even tougher? Conley's protecting Marcus Mariota, not Jaden Daniels. Jaden's got that mobility to escape pressure, extend plays, make something out of nothing. Mariota's more of a traditional pocket passer. If the protection breaks down, Mariota's going down. But here's the thing, Conley's got the tools to succeed. Their burst out of their stance is special. When they fire off the line, get their hands inside. and play with the right leverage, they can move defenders and open up lanes in the run game. In Pass Pro, their footwork and mirroring ability have improved every week. They're learning to trust their feet, not overextend, and let their length do the work. If they can stay patient and anchor, Mariota will have just enough time to go through progressions. But let's be real, this is a brutal test for a rookie. The Chiefs are going to come after them all night. Spags is going to put Jones and Karlaftis in spots to dominate. And if Conley can't hold up, this offense won't function. So why did the Commanders spend a first-round pick on Conley? Because they saw the potential. They saw a tackle with the athleticism to play on the edge, the smarts to process complex defenses, and the mindset to battle the best. Monday night is their shot to prove that evaluation was right. It's their chance to show why Washington took them so high. It's their opportunity to tell the league they're a tackle to be reckoned with, but it's also a chance for the Chiefs to expose them, for Spags to cook up a game plan that makes them look lost, for Jones and Karlaftis to wreck the backfield and blow up the game. And here's what worries me most. The Commanders' defense hasn't stopped anyone in weeks, which means the offense has to carry the load to keep up with Patrick Mahomes. And that starts with giving Mariota clean pockets and keeping the run game alive. Two areas where Conley can make a massive impact. Conley can move bodies in the cotties in the run game and hold their ground against the Chiefs' front. They might quietly be the difference between another long night and a statement win for the Commanders. But if they fold, if Jones and Karlaftis dominate, if Mariota's under siege all night, then we're gonna see a repeat of what happened against Dallas. An offense that can't function and a defense that can't stop anyone. I'll say this, Conley's got the talent. They've got the coaching. They've got the support of their teammates. But talent and potential don't mean a thing if they don't show up. Monday night, the Commanders need Conley to play the best game of their young career. They need them to trust their prep, execute their technique, and fight on every snap. Because if there's one place this game can be won or lost, it's in the trenches. You think Conley's ready for this moment? Or are we about to see a rookie overwhelmed by the stage and the competition? And just when you thought we were done with the bad news, here comes the real kicker literally. Matt Gay, the Commanders' kicker, popped up on Saturday's injury report with a back issue and is officially listed as questionable for Monday Night Football. And here's the craziest part. The Commanders don't have another kicker on the 53-man roster or the practice squad. Let me say that again so it sinks in. Washington might have to play the Chiefs in Kansas City on Monday Night Football without their starting kicker. Can you believe that? Matt Gay wasn't on the injury report all week. He practiced Thursday, practiced Friday, and then suddenly shows up Saturday with a back injury. What happened? Did he tweak something in Friday's practice? Did he wake up Saturday in pain? Nobody knows. Dan Quinn didn't give any specifics. But here's the massive problem. Special teams are critical in close games. And we all know when you're going up against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, every single point matters. Every field goal counts. Every extra point is huge. And you know what kind of kicker Matt Gay is? He's steady. He's dependable. He's been in big games. He's kicked under pressure. Exactly the kind of guy you want out there in a Monday night showdown at Arrowhead Stadium, one of the loudest, most hostile environments in the NFL. This season, Gay's been solid for Washington. Not flashy, but he's done his job. He's hit clutch field goals. He's been automatic on extra points. He's given Dan Quinn the confidence to go for three when it matters. Now picture this. It's the fourth quarter. Commanders are down by 2. It's 4th and 5 from the Kansas City 28. What do? Normally, you send out your kicker for a 45-yard attempt to take the lead. But if Gay can't go, what then? Do you go for it on 4th down? Do you try a field goal with someone who's never kicked in an NFL game? I'm telling you, this is a disaster waiting to happen. And the worst part, the Commanders don't seem to have a backup plan. No other kicker on the roster. No one signed to the practice squad. No plan B in sight. And you know what that means? If Gay can't play, they'll probably have to make an emergency signing Sunday or even Monday. Bring in a free agent kicker who hasn't been with the team, who doesn't know the holder, who hasn't worked with the long snapper, who's never kicked at Arrowhead dot. Can you imagine how tough that is? Bringing in a kicker literally on game day, maybe giving them one quick warm-up session with the special teams unit, and then asking them to perform under Monday Night Football pressure against the Chiefs? Now, here's the other possibility. Gay plays through the pain. Maybe the back injury isn't bad enough to sideline him, but it still affects his mechanics, his power, his accuracy. And that might be just as bad as not having a kicker at all, Doc, because there's a big difference between a healthy kicker who can strike the ball with confidence and a compromised one trying to adjust for pain. That messes with your form. That messes with your range. That messes with your aim. I think Dan Quinn is going to do everything he can to get Gay ready. They'll treat him all weekend. Trainers will be working overtime. They'll wait until the last possible moment to make a call. But here's the reality. If Gay isn't 100%, the Commanders are going to have to change how they play. They'll need to be more aggressive on fourth downs. They'll need to push for touchdowns instead of settling for field goals. They'll have to play differently than they normally would. And you know what makes this even worse? They're already without Jaden Daniels. They're already trying to reintegrate Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel after injuries. They've got a rookie tackle facing elite pass rushers. And now this uncertainty on special teams. It's like everything that could go wrong this week has gone wrong. It's like the football gods are stacking the deck to make this game as hard as possible for Washington. But here's the thing. Great teams find ways to win through adversity. Great teams don't use injuries as excuses. Great teams adapt, execute, and compete no matter what. So the question is, are the Commanders that kind of team? Can they go into Kansas City without their franchise quarterback, with banged-up receivers, a rookie tackle under fire, and maybe no kicker, and still find a way to fight? I'm telling you, we're going to learn a lot about this team's heart on Monday night. We're going to see if they've got the resilience to push through all this chaos. We're going to see if Dan Quinn can keep them locked in and ready despite all the setbacks. Because one thing's for sure, the Chiefs aren't going to take it easy. Patrick Mahomes isn't going to feel sorry for Washington. Andy Reid isn't going to call a softer game plan because the Commanders are banged up. The Chiefs are going to come out swinging. They're going to attack every weakness. They're going to pressure every vulnerable spot. And if Washington isn't ready to punch back, it's going to be a long night at Arrowhead. You think the Commanders can rise above all this adversity? Or are we looking at another collapse that sends this season spiraling? So there you have it, Commanders Nation. 3 stories that paint a complicated picture of what's coming Monday night. Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel are back, but they've got no chemistry with Marcus Mariota, and they're not at full strength. Josh Connolly Jr. is facing the biggest test of their young career against Chris Jones and George Karlaftis. And Matt Gay is questionable with a back injury, leaving special teams in total limbo. Is this the perfect storm of adversity? Or the perfect chance for this team to show what they're made of? I think we're going to learn a lot about the Commanders on Monday night. We're going to see if they've got the character to compete when everything's stacked against them. We're going to see if Dan Quinn can get the most out of this roster despite all the injuries. We're going to see if this defense can finally step up and stop somebody. But more importantly, we're going to see if this organization, one that's been through decades of pain, finally has the culture and the mindset to win tough games in hostile environments against elite teams. What do you think? Can the Commanders go into Kansas City and steal a win? Or are we in for another painful loss that makes us question the direction of this season? Do you believe Terry and Deebo can make an immediate impact? Do you trust Connolly to protect Mariota? Are you worried about the Matt Gay situation? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your takes, your predictions, your concerns. Because this community is a family and we're riding through this season together. Win or lose, If this breakdown gave you a new perspective on Monday's game, if it helped you understand just how tough the road ahead is for the Commanders, then hit that like button. And if you want more deep analysis, honest opinions, and full coverage of everything Commanders, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss a single video. Because I promise you, after Monday Night Football, we're going to have a lot to talk about. We're breaking down every play, every decision, every key moment. And you don't want to miss that conversation. And remember, hail to the Redskins!